I'm going to look at all denominators. I have 3, I have 1, and I have 2. So with all the denominators, I'm going to multiply both sides, all of the quantities on left and right, by the greatest common divisor of the 2. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 3. So 3 goes into 6 2 times. Just write this out. 2 times x minus 3. Don't do too much in one step. Now I've got 6 times 2 is 12. And then I've got 2 goes into 6 3 times plus 3x. And now I've gotten rid of the fractional inequality here. Now distribute the 2. 2x minus 6 is less than or equal to 12 plus 3x. Now I've got to get the x's on one side, the numbers on the other. It doesn't matter which way you move them. Let's say I move the x's over to the right. So negative 6 is less than or equal to 12 plus x, and subtract 12. And I have negative 18 is less than or equal to x. Or, reading it the other way, I have x is greater than or equal to negative 18. Now, as an interval, this is negative 18 to infinity, so it could be written that way. I can go back and check. So I have negative 18 minus 3 over 3 equals 2 plus negative 18 over 2. Negative 18 and negative 3 is negative 21. Divided by 3 is negative 7. 2 and then a negative 18 divided by 2 is negative 9, so plus a negative 9. And 2 and negative 9 is also negative 7, so therefore I know that this works. Greater than or equal to negative 23 goes this way. And is what they have in common. It's between these two. So the solution is negative 23 over 3 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 5. Or negative 23 over 3, comma, 5, written this way. So as an interval, it's an and, it's between those two. But you set it up with an and because it started out being a less than or less than or equal to. I have 5 minus 2x is greater than 3, or 5 minus 2x is less than negative 3. The only thing that changes is the and or the or based on whether you have a less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to. Now, negative 2x is greater than negative 2. This is what I was talking about a few minutes ago. If I'm multiplying or dividing by a negative, I reverse the inequality. X is less than 1. Here I have negative 2x is less than negative 8. Multiplying or dividing by a negative reverses the inequality. And now it's an or situation. I have 1 and 4. It's either going to be less than 1 or it's going to be greater than 4. So we have from negative infinity to 1, or from 4 to infinity. Remember, this is a part 1 question, so it's going to be multiple choice. M is the slope, B is the y-intercept. Slope is equal to the change in y over the change in x. So I first want to find the slope. Doesn't matter which point you start with, just be consistent for both x and y. So I have negative 3 minus a negative 9 in the numerator, and negative 1 minus 6 in the denominator. A negative and a negative make a positive. So I have negative 3 plus 9 and negative 1 and negative 6 is negative 7. Negative 3 and a positive 9 is 6, so I'm getting a slope of 6 or over negative 7, which typically I put the negative either in the numerator or out in front of the whole fraction. Now I'm going to use the point slope formula. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Pick one of the 2 points. I'm going to pick this point only because it has fewer negatives. Y minus y1, don't skip any steps, equals the slope, negative 6/7 over x minus x1. Y minus a negative is y plus 9 equals distributive property, negative 6/7 and a positive 36 over 7. Now I still want to simplify this, so I'm going to subtract 9. And when I subtract 9, I'm going to subtract it as having a denominator of 7. So I want to subtract it as minus 63 over 7. Y equals negative 6/7 x. Now, here we go again. We have a negative 63 and we have a positive 36. Okay? If you need to, put the negative on top and the positive on the bottom. Do that because you're getting a negative 27 over 7. Now, being that it's multiple choice, it could be that they've multiplied through by 7. 7y equals negative 6x minus 27. That could be a possibility, but it is a form of that